21st of June, Rabbi Levitt, Pele, Yoetz.
All right. Good morning, Rabbi Levitt. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, Roy. Baruch Hashem. Thank you very much.
You're kacha. Kacha.
Back the Amat. Feel better. Feel
Thank
strong.
you.
I thought yesterday that we were learning this entry on Yofi. Sorry, you wanted to say something, Roy?
No, it's just groaning.
Roy.
All right, sorry. Yeah. Yesterday we were doing what?
Yesterday we were doing the subject of Yofi.
Yes.
And we Pele Yoetz on page 385, the first paragraph, he brought this Gemara here that Rabbi Yochanan used to sit at the gates of the mikveh. Then the women were going to mikveh. It was their night to be tovel. And he would make a point of sitting right over there. And the Gemara says that, why did he do that? The Gemara says that he did that so that the women would see him, and then they would have children as beautiful as he. And I thought to myself yesterday after we concluded our session, this is quite an interesting idea, because I would have thought that according to the laws of cause and effect, and genes and all this type of stuff, that the appearance of the child will be according to the traits of the characteristics of the mother and the father.
Mm-hmm.
What does it have to do with Rabbi Yochanan? That she's going to see Rabbi Yochanan over there, and that's going to cause her to have children that look like Rabbi Yochanan. So I didn't quite understand that. Doesn't seem to accord with the way that we understand the science of and the physiology of the nature of children.
We've had this before, though, when people have taken, where was it? He brought his little child into the yeshiva to learn with him, or was it passed by the yeshiva or something like that, or we take them to listen to Yiddish music and things like that through the mother while the baby is still in the womb.
Oh, well, actually, we didn't say while the baby was still in the womb. We said that
Yes. It's just born.
We said that once he was born,
Mm.
Ashrei Yoladato. Fortune is the one that gave birth to him. What does it mean they gave birth? Because he brought. Yeah, that would also be something to look at. These things are related over here. We're talking about affecting the characteristics of the child over here. So over here we said on page 383 that when the child was already born and he was in the crib,
Right.
they used to take him to the base medrash, so he would be able to his ears would hear the words of Torah
Right.
being learned.
We were counseled when we were just learning about being married. We were with the Chabad. What do you call it? Anyway, so they were teaching us, my wife and I, and told us that we should educating the child starts even before the child was conceived. That we should start practicing Judaism properly and Shabbat and all that. And when the child was conceived, especially to make sure that we kept Yiddishkeit, and the fetus would learn from it.
Right. Yeah.
Which we did, Baruch Hashem.
Yeah, it's good for the person himself. I guess.
Well, yes, we were thinking more of our children, potential children, than us. But yes.
That's interesting that they would say that. That's, yeah, right. Okay, that's a motivation. Motivation also. Extra motivation, not only good for yourself, but also good for your children. Very good. Okay. So, in other words, over there, I could understand that that there's okay, perhaps that also needs a bit of an explanation. What's the point of that he hears words of Torah being I mean, if that would be true, also everybody should do that as well. Even if he doesn't know how to learn himself, he should go in the base medrash and listen to everybody learning words of Torah.
But don't they learn it anyway? Remember that we're told that the fetus knows the whole Torah, which is lost when he gets born, when he's comes out from the womb.
Right. It's not for the purpose that he understands and knows the Torah that he hears, but that there's a certain benefit that he's deriving by having the words of Torah. By hearing the words of Torah, there's some type of a benefit that he's enjoying over there. That would it's Pele Yoetz says over here, he quotes Rashi. He explains the Rashi. That's also something to look into. But we just was interested to know how it is that what exactly does it mean over here? That perhaps it doesn't mean with this Maisa with Rabbi Yochanan that the children are going to look like Rabbi Yochanan. We're not saying that they're going to have they're not going to have the physical appearance of Rabbi Yochanan because she looked at Rabbi Yochanan, but we're going to say that it is going to. Does seem it's going to alter the appearance of the child in some way. That they're going to have some type of a beauty that they would not otherwise have had, and that's why he did it. And here we're talking. It would seem that we're talking here about physical beauty as opposed to spiritual beauty. I don't think we're talking about spiritual beauty unless unless we take a look in the Gemara over there and see that that's what it's referring to. It's just we have to understand. Let's see. So therefore, I wanted to look up this Gemara. This is the Gemara in Bava Metzia 84a.
Okay, I'll have to go and get it. Excuse me. Baba Metzia.
See. Here we are in Bava Metzia. And welcome. Good morning. Okay, so
Baba Metzia. 84. All right, let's have a look. 83, 85, 84, A. Oh, Eleazar is coming on. Eleazar. 84. Here it is. Here it is. It's near the top. Few lines down from the top. Shana Rabbi Yochanan.
84A1?
84A1, yes. And it's in the English, it's on the left, on the right-hand column, the last couple of paragraphs. Last paragraph.
Which topic are we on?
We're doing.
This is Yoetz, page 385.
Okay.
Oh, in the Hebrew, it's the first paragraph, and we quote the Gemara in Bava Metzia. We're looking up the Gemara in Bava Metzia over here, Pei Dalet Amud Aleph, about
Got it.
with Rabbi Yochanan.
Okay. Got it.
Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yishmael.
Says that Rabbi Yochanan said on himself, Ana ishtayer mishapire Yerushalayim. I'm sounds one of the only ones that's remaining from the Shapira Yerushalayim.
What?
Shapir means people named Shapira. Shapir means sounds like it means Rashi says Ishtayer Nosarti Shufrei Zihirure Tayaroi Vikiroin or Pronos. He has a luminescent face. So then it goes further. goes further. Relates something else about Rabbi Yochanan. Not what we're looking for. Something else.
Let's
Oh, here we go. Rabbi Yochanan, this is, you want to know where this is? It is, first word in the line is Yochanan. Before that is Reb Yochanan, of course, because we call him Reb Yochanan. We don't just call him Yochanan. It's in the narrow lines before the spread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines above the spread. It says Reb Yochanan have Ozil v'Yosiv Ashare Tevila. It was the way of Rabbi Yochanan that he would go and sit by the shar of the place of Tevila. Tevila is referring to immersion in a mikveh, and over here it's referring to the women that would go to the mikveh when it was their time of the month to go to the mikveh. And then the Gemara says like this: Omar, Kisolkon, Benos Yisrael, Mitvilas Mitzvah, Liv Gubi, Yehechi de Lahavuluhu, B'nei Shapire Kavasi, Ugamire Oraisa Kavasi. Oh, okay. Let's translate that. Rabbi Yochanan himself is saying these words. Apparently, he's explaining why he used to do this. It would seem to us to be a rather odd thing to do. That could cause wonderment. Why is Rabbi Yochanan hanging around the mikveh over there when the ladies are coming out from the mikveh? That doesn't sound like such a kosher thing to do. But Rabbi Yochanan explained why he used to do this. He says when the Benos Yisrael are coming from their tefillat mitzvah, right? The night that they go to the mikveh, and then they have a mitzvah with their husband that night. Liv gubi. They should meet up with me. Not to meet up with them particularly, I wouldn't think, but I guess that they would see Rabbi Yochanan there. And we said, and the Gemara has been mocked him before, has spoken previously about that Rabbi Yochanan said that he was Mishapire Yerushalayim, from the people of Yerushalayim, noted for their great yofi, and for what reason? B'nei Shapire Kavasi, so that they should have children who are Shapiri, who also have this yofi, and in addition to that, it says Ugemire Oraisa Kavasi, and they should be then they should become knowledgeable in Torah as well, and involved with studying Torah. So it's not simply just a yofi, but it's also has to do with so the children will be involved in Torah. Okay, so now what does this? How does this work exactly? We wanted to know. I wanted to know.
There's a note down here about the same idea with the sheep and Yaakov influence the traits of the sheep that be born by placing streaked rods before the parent sheep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So we see that that there is something about this. Yeah. Okay. In other words, if Yaakov Avinu thought that it would work with sheep, so then certainly it seems like it has to do with some type of a question of seeing, and then there's a certain makshava, and so if it works with sheep, even though they're not known to be bali makshava, to think so much, but that to envision, or they just see something, so that a woman, I guess the point is, would see, this is where it gets a little bit difficult over here. Well, she's supposed to think about this at the time that she's together with her husband. Think about the Yofi of Rabbi Yochanan. I don't know exactly if that's the proper thing to do at that time. Anybody thinks she'd be thinking about her husband, but
Maybe she's thinking about not so much about Rabbi Yochanan, but about beauty per se. Thinking let's hope that my child is good looking, and that he is or she, I don't know, is Torah observant and learned.
okay.
All these sorts of things.
Okay, good. That right, not thinking about Rabbi Yochanan per se, but about the Yofi, both in physical appearance and also in spiritual matters as well. Very good. Okay, so it's like an inspiration to her, so to
Right.
speak. To have that in mind. That and also, of course, that goes without saying, but I guess I'll say it anyway. That we see the importance of the zivug at the time of the zivug, that it has great effect and influence on the nature of the child that is born. We see that also from this story as well with Rabbi Yochanan. Yeah. Okay. Very good. So that's the first paragraph. That's the first paragraph about Yofi. And now we go to the second paragraph of Yofi on the bottom of page 385. And we want to call on Eliezer, because we like to read from the Hebrew. Yoetz.
Okay, I don't have a paragraph break, so where are you beginning? Roy the call.
You mean 1 second. Well, in the English it says on the other side, it's prohibited for a man to pursue attractiveness and to beautify himself with the adornments that women are accustomed to make. I just made easier that translation. See where it says Yofi?
I have Yofi, and I see where it's referring to Baba Metzia. How far after that?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. The paragraphs work the same way in the Hebrew as they do in the English. I see, because the end of the paragraph in Yofi, in the Hebrew edition, ends with lekashet et hashchina, and that's exactly the way we have it in the English, to beautify the divine presence.
My Hebrew doesn't break into paragraphs, so I got to. So it's from the words. It starts from the words kol kavel deno. Kol kavel deno. Hold on.
After the words lekashet et hashchina. So it's only like a 7 lines. It's a 7-line paragraph.
Hold on.
Till the end of the
Okay.
subject.
Kol kabel dina oser lish leilech acher hayofi ulekashet es atzmo bikshutim shinogim la'asos hanashim. It is also for a person to go after to try and beautify himself or adorn himself with the adornments that are common for a woman to use. Could go the salsel basaro to beautify his hair, ulegalech sar shatakas besa shechi, or to shave the hair in the pubic area, ulistakel bimara ukadome, or to look at himself in a mirror or in similar things. Ose ella over mishum lo yilbosh gever simos isha. If he does any of these, he's over the law of lo yilbosh gever simos isha. A man should not wear women's clothing. Ach liofos atzmo l'shem shemayim roy l'hagun. However, to beautify himself in the name of Shemayim, it is permitted. I guess it means when you go to daven, you should wear clean clothes and things like that. That is permitted. Could go lirchotz panav yadav raglav, for instance, to wash his face, his hands, and his feet. Sham mosho naki beli rachov ubli kara, to wear clothing that is clean. She hadur bilvusho, his clothing should be nice. Ubeperet bishas hatfila ubeis asko b'torah, and he should clean separate himself at the time of tefillah or learning. Iluvarim she'ein lahem shir, mida masura b'misora, zeu derech yisara. And I guess I'm not quite sure what he's trying to say at the end. There's no limit to the if you're doing it with the same shemayim, like for davening or learning, there's no limit to what you can do as far as beautifying yourself.
Yeah, it's a bit of a question. What does he mean over here? He just says they don't have a fixed amount. It doesn't have a shear. Doesn't mean to say that you could go overboard. It doesn't mean to say you cannot go overboard over here, but it just means to say that how, to what length, to what extent the person has to be particular about, he's always, whenever he, not sure what, do it, don't be compulsive about this. You don't have to go crazy over this. I think that's what he means to say. In other words, there is a place. There's definitely a place for beautifying himself l'shem shemayim. And what does that mean? That means what he says. But he says that they don't have these things don't have if you'll ask me how much and how often and when and where and how and all that, that's up to your discretion to determine what is fitting for you in your personal situation. You don't have to according to the standard of the place that you're in. People take a shower every day, so then perhaps you have to take a shower every day because you shouldn't be less clean than other people because you're a Torah Jew. People should think, oh, that's a Torah Jew. He doesn't clean himself because that's what they do. That shouldn't be that. But on the other hand, it shouldn't. You don't have to do more. You don't have to do more than other people do. You'd be, what's fitting. That's what I would say. What he's referring to. But his main point is that there's certainly a place for this, and there's even a obligation to make some effort in this area. That's for sure. In other words, you'll see different Talmidei Chachamim or different people. Some are more put together. Some are a little less put together, right? There's not a shear. There's not a fixed amount. It's an inyan, and it's something to certainly something to do. And if it's possible for a person to do, he has the means to do it, and therefore that's the situation. Okay. All right. So that's Yofi. That's all about Yofi. Okay. Now we go to yeshiva. Let's go to yeshiva. And in order to go to yeshiva, we go to Lou. Start off with yeshiva.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
Okay, yeshiva, the study hall. It is stated in a Mishnah, one who increases yeshiva increases wisdom. The base midrash is called a yeshiva. to instruct us that one needs to sit and remain there, as our sages said on the verse, and a necklace for your neck. Why was Torah compared to a necklace? To tell you that a Torah scholar is like a necklace that is seen and not seen. So too, if he is not seen frequently outside, then his learning will be sustained in his hand. If he is, then his learning will not be sustained in his hand. This is not a question at all. When he does not need to go out, yet if he does so anyway, it is a sin of neglecting Torah, and he will surely be punished. However, even if he needs to go out to manage his business affairs, a Torah scholar must minimize the time he is away. When he goes out, he should work quickly and be satisfied with whatever comes his way, in order that he return quickly to his real work, the work of heaven, whose merchandise is better than money. Even someone who is not a Torah scholar, if God is gracious to him and his work is done by someone else, and he does not need to sit in the store, or if he is a poor man and does not have a store, then he should sit the entire day in the Beis Midrash by the scholars of the city and acquire wisdom, moral perfection, and the fear of Hashem.
Okay, this is very interesting. This is based upon a Gemara in Eruvin. The Gemara in Eruvin brings this pasuk in Mishlei. Quotes the part of the pasuk. Maybe let's take a look at this Gemara in Eruvin. We have time? You have time? Yeah, we have some time. Gemara in Eruvin 54a is going to quote this pasuk in Mishlei. If you have a Mishlei handy, you can bring that as well. But interesting, there's a comparison between the Torah and a necklace. Okay. It's Nun Daled Amid Aleph. Okay. Amar Rebbe Elazar. Haidik Siv. Anokim Legargro Secha. That's the pasuk in Mishlei. So you want to know where this is? It's in the wide lines, and it's very easy to see. About 12, 13 lines down on the wide lines, this page looks like a big dreidel. You got the sagrayim, the sagrayim are parentheses. It says siman anokim lechayav luchos charus. So that's going to be what the Gemara is going to talk about, these various matters. And after that is the statement of Rebbe Eliezer or Elazar, depending on the girsa that there is. In front of us in the Gemara we have Eliezer. Haidik Siv, what's written in this pasuk over here? This is the pasuk in Mishlei. Yanokim legarger oseha. Now, maybe we should take a look at the whole pasuk over here. The whole pasuk, you could find it in Mishlei, or you can also find it right on the side of your page in the Torah or Shalem. It's the third pasuk in the Torah or Shalem, which is on your inside right column. And it says, Ki livias chen, heim l'roshecha. Talking about Torah over here. Ki livias chen, it is a accompaniment of chen. Torah is accompanies you with chen, with grace. Heim l'roshecha. It is for your head. V'anokim l'garger osecha. And like a necklace for your garger osecha is the neck. So the first thing Rebbe Lezer does is he goes straight to the second part of the pasuk and bypasses. Oh, maybe he didn't bypass. Maybe it's above. But okay, yeah, okay. Anyway, so this is where we're. Yeah, he seems to be talking about the second part of the pasuk first. Okay, so what does it say? Yanokim legago osecha. We're talking here about the Torah, and we're making a mashal that it's like the Torah is like a necklace around his neck. And what does that mean? Imesim odem atzmo ka'anak zeh. If a person makes himself like this necklace, Sharaf alat savar, it sits loosely on a person's neck. It doesn't choke him, right? Unless you have that's the idea of a necklace. It doesn't choke you. Now, that's not saying that the man has a necklace, but I guess we're just saying a mashal. Nira ve'eno nira. Oh, look at that. The Pele Yoetz is not making up his own drasha. This is what the Gemara itself says. I was wondering, wow, the Pele Yoetz has said quite a nice drasha over here. That's very nice. I see that. That's what Rebbe Lezer says. Okay. Nira ve'eno nira. So now, what does it mean that a necklace is nira ve'eno nira? It's sometimes seen, sometimes it's not seen. In what way is a necklace not seen? When there's a nice size Rashi over here. Rashi says over here, Sharaf al Savar. Oh, it's the bottom Rashi, bottom two Rashis on the right side of the page. This is a whole page of a Gadata over here. There is no Tosfos on the whole page. Tosfos doesn't usually say anything about a Gadata. And when you have a page like this, it's all a Gadata, so there's no Tosfos. So that means that Rashi is on both sides of the Gemara. He's on the inner side and he's on the outer side. It's all Rashi. The Rashi at the bottom of the inner side says on these words in the Gemara, Sharaf v'tzavar she'eno mitzumtzam, the dochak, sovi v'tzavar. It doesn't choke him. Ela rofui b'revach. It is He's got a lot of room to breathe. That's a necklace. Kain hu. So too is the Torah. Ne'im marutza labrios. The Torah is pleasant and it is pleasing and so agreeable to people. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it's designed to be. The nira, the eno nira. So the next Rashi, what's it mean that a necklace is sometimes nira, it's sometimes seen? The eno nira, sometimes it's not seen. Kishemalbia tzavaroi nira. When he raises his neck, still sounds like we're talking about a man wearing a necklace, which is kind of an interesting idea. Do we have men that wear necklaces? Has the world come to that at this point? I guess so. I mean, right? I mean, not a necklace like a woman would wear, but they wear the men could wear a type of a. It would seem. You see from here, it's not considered to be a like we were saying before. It's not considered to be a violation of wearing a woman's type of an article of clothing. A man has a necklace. That's what I would understand from this Gemara. Even though most of I haven't seen too many Rosh Hashivas wearing necklaces, but in any case, when he raises his neck, it is apparent. You could see it. Bitakas dekano. Oh, that's the problem. Rashi's saying you're assuming that this person has a beard. So now we got no doubt at all over here. We're talking about a man. We're not talking about a woman that has a beard. We're talking about a man, and he's got a necklace. And when do you see the necklace? When he raises his neck, because otherwise his beard is going to be too long, and it's not going to allow you to see the necklace. Verov pamim, and as a matter of fact, in the overwhelming majority of cases, of times and situations, Shesantaro was a kano mechasinoso. His beard as well as his chin are going to conceal this necklace that he has there. So that's the type of necklace that we're talking about. We're not talking about a necklace that who knows who wears that you can see it very prominently no matter what. But of course, somebody like that's not having a nice long beard either. Kach im Talmud Chacham eino rodei flotzes. So it is if a Talmud Chacham will not be pursuing after going out. He wants to go out. No, that's not what he's supposed to be doing. Eino rodei flotzes. He's not looking after going out. V'lovo b'shuk. And where does he go? To go to the shuk and here and there and everywhere. Ella, what's he supposed to be doing? Yoshev, sitting, u'mechazer al talmudoi, and chazering over his Gemara learning and every other type of learning as well, of course. Miskayem b'yodoi. Then the Torah will be miskayem b'yodo. What's it mean? It's miskayem b'yodo. That's the whole discussion. But just suffice to say that he will remember what he learns. He'll be connected to what he learns. He'll be involved with what it is that he's learning. That will be his life. Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
I don't know about you, but I enjoyed that very much.
Thank you.
Everybody can go out and buy a necklace now.
Yeah.
Tell your wife that's what you want for your birthday. Okay.
All right. Thanks very much, Rabbi.
Oh,
What?
very good.
Have a good day.
Have a great day, Mayor and
Thank you.
Eliezer.
And what's happening?
Bezrat Hashem, tomorrow tomorrow I hope to have my computer back in working condition, and the Zoom will be working. Be'ez Hashem. So you can look for me on my meeting, and if anybody doesn't know it, I'll if you want to send an email to me, I'll send you a link tomorrow, Eliezer.
Oh, Eliezer just left.
He left the meeting. Okay,
Oh, okay.
very good.
All the best.
All right, then. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Mayor.
Have a good day.
All right, then. See you. Bye.
Okay, bye now.
Okay, everybody. Oh, yeah, all the best.
Lou. See you,
Bye.
Lou.
Okay, so we'll see everybody at 1:45, Bez Hashem.
Okay, see ya.